Then today, an important ruling. A federal judge announced he will not grant a temporary restraining order against federal agents here in Portland. Now, State Attorney General Ellen Rosenblum requested that order last week, and today Rosenblum responded saying she's disappointed by the judge's decision. Jenny Young, live on the story tonight. Jenny, you've been talking to legal experts about this. What can the state now do?
Well, the legal expert we talked to said the state will basically have to wait and monitor the tactics of federal law enforcement, continue to monitor those tactics. And if those alleged tactics become more widespread, then that legal expert says the state could go back to federal court with another claim.
You know what state attorneys general do is we sue when we need to and when we feel that our constituents, Oregonians, are being endangered, being harmed, being damaged.
That was Oregon Attorney General Ellen Rosenblum last week when KOIN 6 talked to her about her move to request a temporary restraining order against federal officers in Portland. Today, a federal judge issued a 14-page ruling explaining why he chose not to grant that order, saying the state lacked standing to bring the case. The judge said the state painted a picture of numerous protesters being taken by federal agents, but in court documents and at the court hearing, state attorneys only mentioned 2 examples.
That's just not a broad enough group of people to justify the state stepping in.
PSU professor Chris Shortell said, according to the judge's opinion, the state didn't bring enough evidence to speak for its citizens.
The conclusion that the judge drew was that the state of Oregon just isn't the right party to be bringing this particular case.
The restraining order request also asked that federal officers be required to identify themselves.
The state of Oregon was hoping that the lack of agency insignia and identifying information for federal law enforcement officers would carry the weight.
The Attorney General released a statement Friday afternoon saying, in part, she respects the judge, but asks if the state of Oregon does not have standing to prevent this unconstitutional conduct by unidentified federal agents running roughshod over her citizens, who does? The AG went on to say that her office will continue to fight to make sure the rights of every Oregonian to peacefully protest are preserved. Reporting live tonight, Jenny Young, KOIN 6 News.
Jenny, thank you. And then